The government of Iran must recognize the gravity of the situation which it has itself created.
Putin is the aggressor. Putin chose this war, and now he and his country will bear the consequences.
Is Joe Biden as tough as he thinks he is, or is he just as feckless as his 1970s Democratic predecessor, Jimmy Carter? Let's analyze his State of the Union address as we go, busting the narrative. Inflation is out of control. A nuclear-armed aggressor has invaded a neighbor in Europe, and the American economy is reeling from 2 years of COVID-19 restrictions. Few modern presidents have arrived to Congress for a State of the Union under as much pressure as Joe Biden was today. And a few days ago, it started to show. Have a look at this. Here's Joe Biden making the act of walking on a manicured lawn look more challenging than advanced calculus. Now, at the start, it seemed like it was a more alert and stronger and aggressive Joe Biden stepping up to the lectern in Congress today. And his first target was Russia, who was taking the task for invading Ukraine.
Together, along with our allies, we are right now enforcing powerful economic sanctions.
But soon cracks started to appear in that steely, tough-talking resolve, and Sleepy Joe made his first appearance less than 7 minutes into his speech when he forgot how to pronounce the Russian currency.
We're cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system, preventing Russia's central bank from defending the Russian ruble.
Although he tried hard to sound tough, Biden still came off sounding like Jimmy Carter timidly threatening Iranian clerics in Iran in 1979.
Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains. And tonight, I'm announcing that we will join our allies in closing off American airspace to all Russian flights.
Serious stuff. But then Joe managed to forget which country Russia had invaded.
Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people.
Whoops! Such an easy mistake to make when you're reading lines delivered to you by an autocracy. Oh, I mean an autocue. And speaking of autocracy, Joe pleaded for Congress to pass the Freedom to Vote Act on the supposed autocracy that is the United States of America. So there you go. It's a strange situation where Joe Biden says that the very electoral system that delivered him into office is also so corrupted that it isn't fair. At some point, the Democrats are going to have to make up their mind when it comes to this and so many other issues. And yet, here was the really surprising thing. Joe Biden was also rewarded, and I never thought I would see this coming from the Democrats, chants of USA, USA, when he mentioned the American Rescue Plan.
Unlike the $2 trillion tax cut passed in the previous administration that benefited the top 1% of Americans, the American Rescue Plan helped working people and left no one behind. Folks, and it worked.
But the overwhelming impression is that the daunting list of pressures Biden faced as he delivered his first State of the Union were all self-inflicted. Inflation, open borders, COVID restrictions. All of these problems were not only created by Biden, but he referred to them as if he had the policies to deal with them. And at the same time, he wound up gaslighting everybody and acting like all sorts of other elephants in the room. From the failure in Afghanistan to his cratering poll numbers were somehow things that just didn't exist and figments of your imagination. The whole thing was very, very Carter-esque, and I think that we are looking at, once again, a rerun of That 70s Show.